Okay guys, so let's go through the revision question, very much an exam style question, your name Handyman. Okay, before we get started with this scenario here, we're just going to operate in the 2016 financial year, so we just want to double check that what year our file's in before we get started. Okay, so we go set up company information. We can see down the bottom here, our current financial year is 2015. So what we'll do, we'll just quickly start a new financial year and do what's called rolling it over into the next financial year, into 2016. So what we'll do is, and the way to approach your exam style question is to just work through the revision or exam paper, just each item at a time. Okay, so what we need to start with is entering the business details. To do that, okay, where we were before, set up company information. Okay, and I definitely want you to put your surname in here, because just like when you do exams in Excel and I ask you to put your name at the top of the page so that I can tell whose paper it is that's printing when it all comes out on the printer, this does the same purpose. Okay, so that I know whose printing it is. Okay, so we want our address, PO Box 105 Main Street, Proserpine, Queensland 4800. Phone number, we've got 074945 1008. Our fax number 074945 1511. Email address handyman@bigpond.com. .au. And ABN 22135 789 010. Okay, that is all the business details that we've got listed on our exam style paper, so we can leave it there. Okay, that's all of our information entered into the file, and you'll notice the name of the my file is now changed. Okay, so that's that. Give that a bit of a tick. Tick things as you go, guys, so that you know what you've done, what you haven't done, so that you don't get yourself all muddled up. So we move on. Okay, with this particular paper here, it goes straight into account opening balances, whereas Your Name Jewelers asked us to change some things in the chart of accounts and things like that first before going into the opening balances. But here we go, straight into the opening balances. Let's do it. So we go set up balances, account opening balances, and we run down the page with the values that we've been given. So check account $25,000, petty cash $240, accounts receivable, the other name for accounts receivable, trade debtors, so 4536. You'll notice on the exam paper the arrow that goes off to the right to Hazelwood Homes and J Waters. Okay, they're our individual accounts receivable, and we'll deal with them shortly after we have entered in these opening values. So we keep going down. Inventories 36264. Delivery vehicle at cost. I think that's right down towards the bottom. Delivery vehicle at cost 14,400. Okay, next one. Ticking things off as we go. Now, accumulated depreciation. You guys should remember, hopefully from last year, okay, it's a negative. So this 4,800 is an amount that gets deducted from the delivery vehicle at cost to reflect on the balance sheet the true value of the vehicle. So when we do this, we're entering it into the assets section, but it's a negative. So in here, we need to enter minus 4,800, okay, for accumulated depreciation. Okay, and then we need to enter storeroom fittings at cost, 24,000, less its depreciation, accumulated depreciation, minus 7,200. Okay, we've got office equipment at cost, 12,000, minus the accumulated depreciation of 2,400. Okay, and as we go through and tick everything off, that's everything for our assets. So we go down into our liabilities. Okay, and liabilities we still just enter as a positive figure. So Visa card is $3,000, and our accounts payable, otherwise known as trade creditors, are $5,400. Alright, so that's all of the items that we've been given that we have to enter in. You'll notice that after we've done that, we've got this amount left to be allocated of $93,640. What that is, okay, that's our owner's equity. That is, we've got our assets, okay, our assets are up here. Assets minus liabilities, minus our liabilities, gives us our owner's equity. So, what we do, we come down here and we'll put that into capital. Okay, so our figure, amount left to be allocated, 93,640, is our capital figure. Don't just leave it and hit OK before balancing that down to 0. Otherwise it will put that remaining balance into an account called historical balancing, and it's a bit messy. So make sure you get this down to 0 before you move on. So click OK. Alright, so that's those bits done. And now we deal with those individual accounts receivable and accounts payable. Alright, so first of all, we will go and start entering our accounts receivable here. To do that, we go Setup, Balances, and because they're accounts receivable, they are customers. Okay, people that have to pay us money, they're customers, they are accounts receivable. So we'll go Customer Balances. And so in this screen, we need to set up the new customers for Hazelwood Homes and J Waters. So we click on this down arrow. Alright, still there's all nothing in here, so we go New. This is a customer, it's a company, and it's Hazelwood Homes. And just tab through. The tab button is very handy in Mile. So Hazelwood Homes, we tab down to our address, 80 Ocean Drive. Oh, what happened there? Okay, tab, Bowen, tab, QLD, tab, 4805. Tab across, have we got a phone number? We do, 4786 6633. Okay, and we have an ABN, which is on a different tab. So we just work through these tabs here, guys. Card details, we're not going to enter anything in there. But in the selling details tab, what this hopes to do is streamline the functions in Mile and make things faster, so that when we sell something to Hazelwood Homes, okay, we'll be selling them items. Okay, we're selling them inventory items. So we want our invoice layout to be item. Okay, so that it when we sell them stuff, we're able to choose from our inventory and make our inventory system work. Okay, it's not a service, it's item. So we go and change that. Income account, Hazelwood Homes. When you click on this button here, it automatically takes us to our income accounts. Okay, and we'll just allocate it to hardware sales. That's the obvious one that we're going to use. Alright, tab through. Don't need to worry about any of these ones here. But we'll put in this ABN 62 356 000 7147. Too many digits? That is too many digits. And ABN is only meant to be 11 digits. Okay, 2, 3, 3, 3. So we'll just accept the correction that they've made there and drop off that 7 on the end. Okay, payment details. So if the customer typically only use one payment method, we'd select something here, but we don't really know that at this stage, so we won't bother. Okay, nothing else there. Click OK. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to create a sale. You'll notice we've entered our opening balance of accounts receivable 4536 here, and we're out of balance. So we need to add a sale to Hazelwood Homes. So select Hazelwood Homes, okay, and add a sale. Hazelwood Homes. Alright, and with this, as we work through, we're going to have to be mindful of our dates. We're operating in the 2016 financial year, okay, so stay switched on with your dates. Same within your exam as well, always pay attention to the dates that you are entering. This one, okay, it's an opening balance, so it's going to be on the 1st of June 16. It's a pre-conversion sale, we're entering an opening balance, and as our exam paper tells us, okay, our amount owing is 1572, so that's the figure that we're putting in there. 1572. Okay, leave the GST code, that's fine, and hit record. Yep, and just enter through that. Okay, now what we need to do is add J Waters. So, new, it's a customer, but J Waters is an individual. Okay, so by doing that, it gives us a last name and a first name. If it's a company, it just gives us one name field, and that's a difference there. Okay, so this is surname of Waters and J. Okay, we add in the address 11 Macintosh Drive, tab, Cannonvale, tab, QLD, tab, 4802. We've got a phone number, 4848 1966. Okay, and that's it for there. We come across, nothing there. Selling details, again, we sell them items, inventory, okay, so we don't want a service layout invoice, we want an item invoice. Income account, again, hardware sales, and we'll put the ABN over here. So we want 43 153 089 052. Leave the GST codes as they are, okay, and just hit OK on that. So now, okay, we need to fix up this balance and get this out of balance fixed up with J Waters. So we come in here, we select J Waters, use customer, and we want to add a sale. Tab through, tab, it's auto-filled the date here based on our last transaction, okay, and our total including tax from our exam paper 2964. And record. And you get a little message saying you are awesome, and our opening balances all match up. Click OK. OK. And we're out of balance by 0 now, so we'll just close that and just tick off that we've done our accounts receivable. So now in the same fashion we do our accounts payable. So set up, balances, and supplier balances, okay? Suppliers, the people that we buy stuff from, okay, they're suppliers, and people that we pay money to, so they are accounts payable. So supplier balances, it's all blank, so we need to set them up. So click on the down arrow, come into this screen, hit new, it's a supplier. This one, Porter's Hardware, is a company, so we'll put the name in there, Porter's Hardware. Tab through, address, Brisbane Street, Mackay, tab, Queensland, tab 4740. We've got a phone number, 4967 3333. Okay, that's it there. No card details, buying details. Again, we will be buying things from them. Not that it really matters. No, it will do. Change that to item. Okay, expense account takes us straight to our expenses, but we'll need to go up to cost of sales because we'll be buying our hardware from them. Okay, so hardware purchases, use account, tab. Right, there's a whole bunch of other different fields that we could use depending on your business, but we don't need to in this scenario. Leave our tax codes. Back to buying details, we want to put the ABN in here as well. So that's 22134377 Payment details. If we wanted to put their bank account details in there so that we know every time we pay them. And MyOb does all sorts of wonderful things with setting up the payments automatically with your bank account and stuff like that. So, but we're not worrying about that for the time being. So we'll click OK. What I think we actually should do is just set up both of the suppliers, and when you do the customers as well, maybe set them up first and then add the sales for both. So we're going to set both of these up first before we go and add the transactions. Okay, so supplier, company, and this is Bowen, hire, and sales. Tab, enter in the details, so it's 57 George Street. Bowen, Queensland, 4805. Okay, phone number 4786 1154. Okay, nothing else there. Come through our buying details. Again, purchase layout, item, expense account. We'll come up here to our cost of sales, which is hardware purchases. Tab, not using any of those. ABN 88055 845734. Okay, nothing else. Click OK. Alright, so they're both in there now. So let's add in their amounts owing. So we'll do porters first, and so use supplier, add purchase, tab through. Okay, this one here, be mindful of your dates. 16 pre-conversion purchase 2438. Okay, and record. Okay. Now go and select Bowen hire and sales. Use supplier, add purchase, tab through. Date is correct, and 2962 is the total amount outstanding. Record. You are awesome, and click OK and move on. Give it a tick. That bit's done, and we go over the page. Alright, so what the next bit is asking us to do is add some new accounts into our chart of accounts. So the easy way to do that, we're in our accounts screen. Okay, we go to our accounts list. It brings up all of these. So our first one is a current asset. Okay, 4000. So in this screen here, we come down to new. Okay, it's a detail account, and it tells us that it's a current asset, so we can go other current asset. 4000 is the account code, and it is prepaid expense. Okay, opening balance, details, not reportable for tax. Okay, And so we hit OK with that one, and that one's done. And we'll be able to scroll down here, right down to the bottom, and then we have 4,000 added to our chart of accounts. Okay, the next one, click New. Hang on a sec, just get out of there, X out of there, go to All Accounts, go New. No, X out of that, go into Liabilities. Okay, because a To account is a liability, we'll go New. Okay, and this one here, whereas before it was coming up automatically with Asset, okay, we want it to come up with Liability. So account number 21210. That account already exists. What? What account is already 1210? Scroll up a bit. Well, how about we do this as an exercise of changing an account for this particular one, okay? So 1210 already exists. So click on our arrow. It's an other current liability according to our exam paper. Okay, 1210, and let's just change the account name to Accrued Expense, hinting at the fact that we have to do a balance day adjustment later on. Okay, detail, no tax, click OK. Excellent. Next one. So it's a 4 account, 3000. 4s are our income accounts. Check, 3000 isn't there, so let's go New, Income, 3000, Tab, Rent. It is subject to GST, so we come over here and change our tax code. GST, use tax code, and click OK. There is 4,300, GST's tax code. Beautiful. And 64700. The 6 accounts are expenses, so we come to here. We want 4,700. It's already there. How about we change that account to 6,000? Okay, so we're making things up as we go here. I'm going to change that account to 6,000. Okay, 6,000. Account name, bad debts. I can assure you in the exam that you're not going to have the situation where there's going to be clashes like we're having here, where an account number already exists. Okay, this one, our exam paper tells us it is a GST tax code, so we change it to GST, and there we go. 6,000 bad debts right there. Okay, so with those changes, we've ticked them off as we go. Okay, so that we're not getting lost under exam conditions, and we close that. And now we move on to entering in our inventory items, our opening inventory items. To do that, what we want to do, go to our inventory screen here, and we go into our items list. All nice and blank at the moment, and so we come down and we go New. So with this revision question here, we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items to enter. On our exam, there's only about 5 or half a dozen. Okay, so not this lengthy. Anyway, let's get cracking. MC 185 tab, and so it's Makita 185 millimeter circular saw. Okay, so I buy this item, I sell this item, and I inventory this item. So we need to allocate our cost of sales account, which will be hardware purchases, income account for tracking sales will be hardware sales, and our asset account for inventory brings us straight to our assets, and we find inventories, use account. Alright, so we go through item details, not going to add anything there. Buying details. So our standard cost, okay, cost price, as our paper tells us, is $100. Our buying unit of measure is each. Okay, we buy one at a time. And our tax code will be GST. Okay, GST applicable on these items. Okay. Selling items. Our base selling price at this point is 138. Selling unit prices each, and our tax code when sold will also be GST. I don't think our prices are tax inclusive, so GST will be added to those prices. Nothing in history, nothing in auto build. So let's go. Okay. Spell checker. Jeez. Okay, so that's one added in. We're going to deal with the on hand a little bit later once we've entered them all in. So we go new again, and we've got a DeWalt 10.8 volt drill driver kit. My bad. DW 108. Should have copied and pasted all that typing I just did. DeWalt 10.8 volt drill driver kit. I buy this item, I sell this item, I inventory this item, and based on what we did last time, it will automatically allocate those accounts. So we keep going through, buying details. Our standard cost for our DeWalt is $210 each. One GST. Selling details. Our base selling price, according to our paper, is $289 each. One GST. That is fine. Okay. New. So we got BM 180. Bosch 180 watt multi-function. Buy or sell our inventory. Buying details. Standard cost $70. Selling details $99. And we go OK. Ignore all. Okay. Tick them off as we go so that we know that we've done them. On to the next one. We've got EW15 earth wall insulation mats. Tab. You can actually use your arrows in the spacebar if you really want to. Okay. Well, you can't use the arrow. Just use your mouse. Tick, tick, tick. Buying details. Standard cost $90. Selling details $106 is our selling price. And OK. Ignore the spell checker. New. We've got hills. So we've got HS22. Hills screen door. I buy, I sell, I inventory. Yep. Buying details, standard cost $300. Selling details, base selling price $399. And OK. Tick, tick. We keep going onto the lofty extension ladder, so that's LE 08 and lofty extension ladder. Tab, tab. I buy, I sell, I inventory. Buying, standard cost 120. Selling 169. And okay. Okay, next one, HG 720. Home light 720 watt generator. $99. And our selling price is $149. And okay. Ignore spell checker. New. We want KW 1400. Karcher 1400 watt washer. Buy, I sell, I inventory. Find details. 55 purchase. Selling details. 99 to sell. Click OK. Thank you for joining us in the background, Gecko. And RW 980 Ryobi Super Jaws workbench. The cost is 100 and we sell for 149. And okay, ignore the spell checker. So we've got, just to double check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so everything's in there. The selling price, yeah, we don't have anything for a last cost because we haven't actually sold anything yet, but we've put our base selling price in for all of our asset details. Okay, so let's close that. And what we want to do is we want to add in all of our balances. So we go count inventory, right, and we put in our amounts counted. Now keep in mind these are now going to be out of order for what they are on the exam paper. Okay, so be mindful of that. So the first one is the Bosch 180 watt multifunction tool. There's 50 of those. It's the third one down. Tick them off as we go. The next one, DW108 DeWalt driver. There's 8 of those. That's the second one down on the paper. Then we've got the Earthwool insulation mats. So that's the fourth one down. We've got 45 of those. The next one, Homelight 720. Okay, so we've got 8 of those. Okay, Hill screen door is the next one, so it's the fifth one down, so there's 10 of those. Karcher washer, second from the bottom, so there's 4 of those. Lofty extension ladder, there's 5 of those. Makita circular saw, that's the one at the top, so there's 10 of those. And the Ryobi Super Jaws workbench, the last one, there's 12 of those. Tab. Okay, so we want to adjust inventory. Okay, it's about to prepare an inventory adjustment transaction to adjust on-hand quantities. Now, at stock take time, okay, at the end of the month, we'll concern ourselves with this account here. But for the moment, these are opening balances. We're not. We're going to continue. So now the next screen is opening balance check. It's noticed that the previous on-hand quantities of at least one of your items was set to 0. Are you entering opening balances for these items? Yes, we are. If you are entering your opening inventory balances, click the button called Opening Balances. Once the inventory adjustments window, in the inventory adjustments window, be sure to enter the per unit cost of each item. Okay, so we're opening balances takes us to this inventory adjustment screen. So even though we entered the unit cost for each of our assets, we need to do it again for this particular journal entry. So first things first, always be mindful of your dates, and this is as at the 1st of June 2007, 1st of June 2016, just to be confusing. Okay, so let's work through this one at a time. So again, BM 180 is the Bosch multifunction tool. So tab through that, we have 50, and the unit cost is 70. So that gives us the total amount that it's worth to purchase. Keep tabbing through. DW108 is the DeWalt driver kit. Okay, we've got 8 of those. Its unit cost is 210. Okay, and this account here, this is our inventory account that it's going to, inventories. So they're all set up to go that way. Okay, EW15 is the earthwool insulation bats. There's 45 of those, and its cost is $90. Cross these off as you go, guys, just as a precaution so that you're not going to get muddled up. The next one, HG720, the home light generator. We've got 8 of those, and the cost is $99. Tab through. Next one, HS22, hill screen door. Tab through. We've got 10 of those, and its unit cost is $300. KW, so the Karcher washer, 4 of those at 55. LE lofty extension ladder, 5 of those, 120. Yep. We keep going through. MC 185, the Makita drill, the one at the top, 10 of those at a cost of 100. 100? Yep. And last one is our RW980. Tab through, 12 of those at 100. Okay, that's all of them. So let's hit record. And that's it. Our inventories are in there. So in your exam, okay, that is essentially the first part of the exam. Okay, day 1 of the exam. So according to my little timer, we've done that in 39 minutes with me talking and carrying on as we go. So with a bit of practice of the revision questions, guys, there's no reason why you can't comfortably do day 1 of your exam. What you need to do as part of your exam is print off some reports. And so at the end of day 1, you're going to need to print your reports, and it's important that you remember this, okay? So when it comes time, I will be there to help you at the end of the exam, but hey, if I don't, even better. So we go into reports, and what you're going to need to print off is first of all your accounts list summary. Okay, so double click on accounts list summary and display. Okay, and that's going to show us all of our balances that we put in at the start. So first of all, it'll display it to the screen, and so just hit print, and that will be beautiful. Okay, so the accounts list summary. You will also need to print off our inventories. So you will need to print an item list detail. So we double click on item list detail, click on display, and so here's all of our inventory items that we've entered. Okay, so once you've got that on the screen, hit print, and it'll come out with your business name at the top. So close that, and you will have to do card list detail so that I can see the detail of the suppliers and the customers that you've entered in, and I want to double check that you have just simply got all of these details that you were given and entered them in correctly, like the ABN, like the address, those sorts of things. Okay, so once you've got that card list, there should be 4 of them, 2 suppliers, 2 customers, hit print, and that'll be it. That will be the end of the first exam, day 1 of the exam. I hope this helped.